Okay, so hello, welcome to class today. Today is all about pronunciation, and we love working with pronunciation because it's obviously very important. In English, things are not exactly always as they seem. And so today we're going to be looking at some different ways and how we can practice pronunciation with tongue twisters. Tongue twisters are words, sentences, phrases put together in which have similar sounds, so it makes it very difficult to pronounce. However, it really perfects that as well. So that's basically what we're doing. One of my favorite, I think I put it in here, is, yeah, no, of course, it's the first one. Just because it's, like I said, it's my favorite. So we'll practice that one a couple times. But I'm also going to show you why it's so important. And there's a lot of good ones today. So one moment. Hello, we have another friend here today. So that's great. I'm just going to start screen sharing this for tongue twisters part 2 because, well, we've done multiple other days of tongue twisters as well. So is my other friend Knock? Is that, or no? Okay. Well, anyway, so for now, what we're going to do, again, tongue twisters. Hello. All right. Oops. Okay, good. So the first one here is my favorite, and it's extremely difficult. And so let me start explaining why this is so difficult. Okay, so we have first a name, which is Peter Piper. As an American, I would normally pronounce this Peter, as if this T were a D. So that's also something a little different. His last name, Piper, is pronounced Piper. Okay, that's just because. Then once we get to picked, well, now this is a little bit more difficult because of this ED ending. So picked, this is an ED ending in which sounds like a T. Okay, a peck of, pretty simple. Then we have another ED word. Now this is pronounced pickled. This is the D sound, okay? I don't know if all of you know that the ED ending actually has 3 different sounds, and there are 2 of them here, okay? And then we have the word peppers. This word is quite difficult for some, especially here in Spain, because here in Spain, in the Spanish language, they only have 1 sound per vowel. In English, we have 2, but of course, there's always exceptions. And so this word is peppers. So what I'm going to do is just read this first line so you can hear how it sounds, okay? So this is Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, okay? Do I have any volunteers to practice this at the moment? Anyone who wants to practice? And I'm here to help. Yeah? All right, go ahead.
Okay. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
Do you want to continue?
Okay. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked?
So you've been practicing this one since our last class, right?
I think so. Yeah, I remember that.
Ken, every day I've been practicing, every day of my life. So no, it's very good. Do you think you could read it faster?
Okay, let me try. Peter Piper picked a peck. Peter Piper picked a
Okay, sorry.
pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked?
Okay, so in the third line, your peppers wasn't perfect, but that's okay. Okay, we'll see if I can do this right now. Sometimes it ends well, other times it doesn't. So only time will tell. So today, this is Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Sorry, I just love that. I'm sorry. It makes me really happy when that comes out very good. But what your mouth is doing is it's pronouncing all of these different sounds and then super fast, if it's possible. And like I said, for me, it's super difficult sometimes too. It happened to me yesterday. I was Peter Piper picked to pick up peppers, and that was it. So that's very. Thanks, Ken. Thanks for the support. This is my favorite. So it's like cheating because I know this one very well. All right. So any other volunteers? 3, 2, 1. Volunteers. If not, there are plenty of others to practice today, so no problem. All right, so with that, I'm just going to go down. I'm going to use the keyboard because last time my mouse wasn't working. Okay, so this is another one. I do not have practice with this one, and that's why I wanted to choose it. Basically, we're using the word, wish a lot. Okay. And then we have wishes later, and we have the word which. And so again, very similar sounds. We also have another W word over here. And so I'm going to try and read this slowly so that you can understand it and hopefully repeat it. Okay. Like I said, I have zero practice with this. So I wish to wish the wish you wish to wish. But if you wish the which wishes, I won't wish the wish you wish to wish. Now, my first question is, does this make sense? Or do you have any questions about the meaning of this? No?
Since it is a tongue twister, it's difficult to get the meaning.
Yes, and that's what I was kind of thinking about. So basically, they said, I wish to wish the wish you wish. This is, I hope to, I wish to wish. I don't even know how to like use synonyms here to. So basically, the person that's talking says, I want to have the same wish as you. Now, what we do sometimes in English is because I know that the person I'm talking to, the you here, is going to make a wish. And so I say, I wish or I hope to wish. And this is just repetitive because this could be a completely different verb here. I hope to wish the wish. A lot of times in English, we use the same word for the noun and the verb. For example, email. I emailed my boss today. I have to send an email. Okay. And so that's what they're doing here. I wish to wish. So again, I want to or I hope to wish. I wish I could translate this right now. And I can't. The desire that you want. Okay. And then this to wish is really super repetitive because we already know that this person is going to basically make a wish. Okay. But we're just doing this in this kind of sentence to make it more difficult. And so this is really repetitive. In natural English, we wouldn't repeat this because it's here. Okay. Does that make sense? And please ask me any specific questions. That's perfectly fine.
Yes, for me makes sense.
Okay. And then if we go to the second line, they're saying, but if you want to make the same wish as the witch, again, this is repetitive. We normally wouldn't use this word here. But again, because it's a very confusing sentence, we're adding it. I won't wish the wish you wish to wish. So basically, I want to have the same wish as you, but if you wish the same as the witch, I'm not going to wish that wish. to make it simple. Any questions?
Oh yeah, kind of wordplay. Yeah,
Yeah, play on words, right?
play on words. Yes.
Exactly. So Ken, are you ready?
Yes, maybe.
I should have found one with R's. Should I look for one? No, that would be mean. Okay, do your best.
Okay. I wish to wish the wish you wish to wish. But if you wish the which wishes, I won't wish the wish you wish to win. To wish.
Fantastic. That's pretty good. I mean, it's quite difficult. So
Thank you.
fantastic. Good. All right. Any other volunteers? Con, you want to? Hold on. Let me. You need to unmute yourself. Hold on. I don't know.
There is a mic button appears if your pointer. If you move a pointer, you click mic
I
button
know,
and mute.
but he has to do it now because I muted him with the background noise.
Okay, sorry.
So that's the problem. Can you, Con, can you unmute yourself? You're muted. I don't know if you can even read, but we can't hear your sound. And like I said, Jack profile, present to everyone, hide from broadcast. I don't know how to, and I can't unmute. Maybe if he could come back in. Oh, that's very sad.
Usually, click on mic button, we can unmute. That's a Hangouts system, but because the pointer, if the pointer moves and the mic button disappears automatically, and click if you move the pointer again, mic button appears above. Yeah, click the pointer to above, and mic button appears in my browser. On my browser.
Do you see what I'm doing or not? I'm very confused.
Okay, so mic button appears several maybe for a while, and then it's become invisible. So if you move the pointer above, mic button appears.
Yeah.
And click on that mic button. Usually people can unmute their mic.
Yeah, the problem is that I can't unmute him. He has to do it.
I think so. That's a Hangouts system.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that I might kick him out, eject him from the room so he can come back in. Because I just can't do anything. And I don't think he is seeing my messages. Can you unmute yourself? Or come back in the room. Excuse me. Allergy season is back. Well, I'm going to eject him. Okay, Con, come back in, please. Just so that he can come back. I hope he comes back in, because if he doesn't, I would feel terrible. But yeah, no, I can't do it. And I don't think he understands what he has to do. So, okay. Well, hopefully he comes back in. While we're waiting for him, is it Knock in my room? Who else is in here with me? Besides Ken, obviously. No? Okay. Yes?
Yeah, Viet is in the
Right, but I thought this was a different name, but we know this person is something else, is a different name. So okay, well, we'll see here. As for now, let's go to the next one. All right. Again, this one I don't have any experience with. Tell Tom, the ticket taker, to take the ticket to the ticket wicket. Now, the ticket wicket, I'm going to say is like this, the place where you buy tickets. Wicket to me is not a word, but of course, let's see what the synonyms say. Ticket gate, door, opening, aperture, entrance, or exit. So sure, that is a word, and I've never used it. So this one is complicated because of the differences in the vowels. Tell Tom, the ticket taker, to take the ticket to the ticket wicket. It's actually pretty fun to say. So Ken, do you want to try?
Yes. Okay. Tell Tom the ticket taker to take the ticket to the ticket wicket.
Good. Isn't it kind of fun to say?
I think wicket, right? The last word.
Wicket.
Wicket. Okay. The ticket to ticket. What is ticket to wicket?
Well, I looked at wicket, and wickets, it's not a word that I would use, but a ticket wicket is like the ticket stand or the ticket gate, basically. It's where you normally buy them, the tickets, I think.
I see. Wow.
Yeah, no, like I said, I've never used that word before, and I would not use that word.
Nowadays, people say wicked in the positive meaning, right?
But you're talking about the word wicked.
Different word, sorry.
Yes, it's wicked. It's Wicked, wicked, which basically means evil.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, a little bit different in the pronunciation. Yes, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna see if Veet here can use the microphone and practice. No. Yes? Okay, perfect. We cannot hear you at the moment. So that's step one, is to unmute yourself. And Con left, so I feel terrible. Hopefully he'll be back later or something, but no, nothing still. Technical difficulties, that happens. All right, well, while you're working on that, I'm going to go down again and do the next one. And then we can always go back up to work on these again. Okay, so that's perfectly fine. So this one is, I've added this one with a little bit of the intention of vocabulary as well. So I'm just going to read it first. Nope, an antelope can't elope with a cantaloupe. Okay, and so we're working with this ope sound, basically. Ken, what do you know from these words? Do you know any of these words? Ken, you're mute at the moment. If you're talking, by the way.
Sorry, I forgot it.
I was like, I know I'm quiet, but I'm not listening to you.
Yeah, nothing. I don't know these words.
Oh, okay. Well, interesting. So, I will try to talk because I know a little English. Perfect. Well, that's great. Whenever you're ready, just unmute yourself. Okay. So basically what this is, nope is just kind of like a very informal way of saying no. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty.
I know that word there.
Right.
That word for me.
Yeah, no, it's probably the only one you do know. That's okay. But as far as an antelope is Basically similar to a deer, if you know what a deer is, and it has horns.
I remember. Yes, that's
It
right.
says
Yes.
it's a mammal like a deer with horns and long, thin legs that allow it to run very fast. So,
Right.
more or less. All right. And elope, the word elope actually means to get married, but alone. So instead of having a wedding ceremony with your friends and family, you just disappear with one other witness for each person who's getting married, and that's it. So that's basically it. So nope, an antelope cannot get married or, disappear and get married with a cantaloupe. Does anyone have any idea what a cantaloupe is?
Maybe similar type of animal or another sex of this animal, or I don't know.
No, it's actually a type of melon.
Melon. Okay, I got it. Oh, that's
Yeah. It's a type of melon. It's orange inside. It's delicious. It doesn't exist really here in Spain. It's not popular here in Spain, but it's delicious, and it's in the United States.
Orange colored melon. Is that
I
it?
wouldn't say carrot. It's a cantaloupe. It's I think there's a green melon. It's called honeydew in English. And this is kind of its like cousin. They're like friends, but in the summer in the United States, when you have a fruit salad or something, the two are always together. So anyway, but yeah, it's orange and it's delicious. So okay, what it's saying, of course, this is ridiculous, but how many words can you think of that rhyme with ope?
Nope. Nope. Antelope. Nope. Antelope. Elope. Cantaloupe. One,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4.
Right. But if there's different words, for example, we can think of the word cope. Nope, an antelope can't cope with a cantaloupe. That's not funny either. Can't cope. And the thing is that you can't change the endings. So this couldn't be, for example, nope, an antelope can't cope with eloping with a cantaloupe. So that's not fun. Do you want to try this one? I don't know how to. I can't unmute you. You have to do it. No. Oh, hi.
Hi. Hello.
Do you want to try this pronunciation?
I want to practice listening. Yes.
Okay, so just listening.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Well, very good. It's
Right.
nice to hear your voice, though. So fantastic. So me and Ken are going to go down and read this one. And so this is the children eat the chicken in the kitchen. One of the things here in Spain that happens is people get chicken and kitchen confused. And I thought, well, that's silly because these are, very different words. And is there, anything here that, kitchen and chicken are just so different. So why are you getting this confused? Didn't realize that they're very similar words. Because here we have the ch sound in both words and also the k sound, k, k. Okay? So the children eat the chicken in the kitchen. Pretty kind of simple, but it could be confusing. So Ken, let's try.
Okay. The children eat the chicken in the kitchen.
Good? That's pretty simple.
Yes.
All right, good. Well, that's fine. So let's continue down here then. Of course, we need another long one. As you can see, there are a lot of T's in this one. Okay. So, again, I have no practice with this one, but we're going to try. So, the third time the three-toed tree toads tried tying their toes together, the third three-toed tree toad tied the three-toed tree toad's toes to the third toad's toes. Okay, so that makes sense, but is relatively impossible to read. So kind of like you to try, but then I'm going to try a different tactic, and we're going to work on the pronunciation a different way, okay? So Ken, good luck.
Okay. The third time the three-toed tree toads tried tying their toes together, the third three-toed tree toad tied the two three-toed tree toes to the third toes toes.
Sorry, I was finishing my coffee. So I think you probably read that better than I did.
Really? Oh my gosh.
Considering I confused three with tree 2 different times. Yeah. So, good. So basically what I want to do here is to make everyone's life a little easier. Time. Okay, what I'm going to try and do is underline kind of blocks of words, and so we can focus on the third time. That's pretty simple to say together. The three. See, now this gets difficult. I don't know if you actually understand this, Ken, but we have toads, which are very similar to frogs.
Mm-hmm.
We have 3 of them that each have 3 toes because they're a three-toed tree toad. So it's kind of a frog,
mm-hmm.
but it's a tree toad. So it lives in the trees, I think, or that's its name.
Mm-hmm.
And it also has 3 toes. And this is the adjective, the three-toed. Anyway, so that's its name. The three-toed tree toad. Ugh, this one's going to be impossible for me. So what I want to do, like I said, is break up this so it's a little simpler for us. The third time, the three, I can't, this is ridiculous. Where's my bold? Let's do this. The three-toed tree toads. Okay, so these 4 words are going to go together because we have adjective, 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 noun. Tried tying their toes together. Oh no, together. It should be in bold. The third three-toed tree. I can't do this. Tree toad. All of this would go together. This is very difficult. Tied. We could actually probably only say this word alone because we have such a long subject here, and then we have the verb. The 2 three-toed tree toads. Toes. Again, we'll take a little break here. Toes. To the third toad's toes. Okay. So this one I can't see, and this happens kind of like with the Sally sells seashells near the seashore or something like that. That one's always been very difficult for me. This one is really, really difficult for me. So I'm just going to try this, but let's work in each kind of part. So the third time, the three-toed tree toads tried tying their toes together. The third three-toed tree toad tied the 2 three-toed tree toads' toes to the third toad's toes. Almost. Do you see how I'm kind of identifying this, and kind of putting it in parts? And so with that, that's called word grouping. We worked on that not that long ago. And by doing this, we can only focus on a small group. And then once we are good at saying each group, then we can put all of those together. It's very difficult. Ken, can you read this again, please? You were better at it.
Okay. The third time the three-toed tree-toads tried trying their toes together. The third three-toed tree-toad tied the two three-toed tree-toes to the third toes toes.
I think it was a little more difficult this time, right? I think the most difficult part here is the R, because we have three and tree. We have tried and tying, and then toads and toes. So, I mean, in general, there's just so many difficult things with this one. As I thought, it would be difficult, challenging, fun. This one hurts my head. So we're going to continue on here. Good for working. Yeah?
Non-native speaker, I think TH sound are foreign for many non-native speakers. The three and tree difference is difficult for me. So
Yes.
it's allowed to make three sound actually in the past.
Well, and then I just went down and look what I found. We have another part. This is part 2. These are supposed to be together, but I separated them because I thought we can work on this one, then we'll work on the other one. But let's look at this one. So this is part 2, kind of. It says, then the two tied three-toed tree toads told the third tree toad that tying their toes together thrilled them to the their toe tips. I was doing well. So, I mean, I understand this story, but first, Ken, do you want to say all of this or just the second part? You can try whatever you want. It doesn't matter at this point.
All of them. Yes. Okay. The third time the three-toed tree toads tried tying their toes together. The third three-toed tree toad tied the two three-toed tree toads to the third toes. Then the two tied three-toed tree toads told the third tree toads that tying their toes together thrilled them to their toe tips.
You did fantastic. I think the ending of the first part was a little difficult, but in general, I think you did good. It's this whole three-toed tree toad. Once you can get that part, I think it's a little bit easier. So now I'm going to try all of this, okay? So the third time the three-toed tree toads tried tying their toes together, the third three-toed tree toad tied the two three-toed tree toads' toes to the third toad's toes. Then the two tied three-toed tree toads told the third three-toed tree toad that tying their shoes together thrilled them to their toe tips.
Nice.
Nice, you say.
Because you have a natural intonation, you're a native speaker. Yeah.
Well, it's telling a story. And so, I mean, the third time is kind of silly. We don't need this. But again, it adds extra words in here. So basically, we have 3 toads. Okay, if we eliminate all of their adjectives, we have 3 toads. We have 3 like frog cousins. What they're trying to do is tie their toes together, which is quite silly because unless they have super long toes, it's impossible. And so the third of the 3, the last one, is trying to tie the other 2's toes together. So then later in the second part, it says, so the 2 toads told the third toad that when he or she tied their toes together, they were so happy. And there's like to your toe tips, to the tippy your toes, the very tips of your toes. Okay, so that's what it's saying, and so that's how I have the intonation, is because I know if you look at the third time, the three of the toads, the three-toed tree toads, the whole name, try tying their toes together. The third tree, I can't do it now. The third three-toed tree toad tied the two three-toed tree toads' toes to the third toad's toes. So actually, they were all tying their toes together, basically. So then the second part is a lot easier, because it's actually only, you're saying the three-toed tree toads only twice, and not 1, 2, 3 times. So that helps as well.
And is there a pronunciation difference between toes and toes?
I knew you were going to ask that. Not a lot. And this happens because toad. Normally at the end of words, if it ends in this kind of strong sound, we normally don't kind of overpronounce it, because we understand what it is. Now, in this case, it's important that we do, because if not, it sounds like toes. But it's really toes. And so before I'm saying the S, I'm basically stopping the word to identify and to see that it's different from the last word, toes. Toes. But it's so fast for those non-native speakers that you probably don't hear it. But as a native speaker, I can, and I notice it. So there is a difference. All right. Would you like to try again, or do you think you've practiced this enough?
Okay, let me try again.
All right, let's go.
The third time the three-toed tree toads tried tying their toes together. The third three-toed tree toad it tied the two three-toed tree toes to the third toad's toes. Then the two tied three-toed tree toes told the third three-toed tree toes that tying their toes together thrilled them to their toes tips.
Pretty good.
Thank you.
For as difficult as this is for both of us, I'd say you did pretty good.
Oh, thank you very much.
I would try again, but I think the first time was difficult, the second time was better, the third time was okay, and now the fourth, and it's getting worse. So, but the second part is actually pretty easy. All right, I'm going to try one more time.
Sure.
All right, here I go. The third time, the three-toed tree toads tying their toes together. The third three-toed tree toad tied the two three-toed tree toads' toes to the third toad's toes. Then the two tied tree. I can't do it. My cat's hunting a fly as well. That's quite distracting. The two tied three-toed tree toads told a third three-toed tree toad that tying their toes together thrilled them to their toe tips. I'm going to have to practice this. This one is coming back into the pronunciation. Okay. We will see this one again. We will master this. Okay, Ken?
Okay, sure.
In your dreams. All right. Let me go down. Oops. Okay. So obviously this one's a bit different. A little, oops. No, I went too far now. Okay. This one. If a dog chews shoes, whose shoes does he choose? Do you want me to explain what it means first, or do you want to say it?
I think I got the meaning of it is.
Okay. All right, your turn.
Okay. If a dog chews shoes, whose shoes does he choose? Sorry.
How about if a dog chooses shoes, whose shoes does he choose?
If a dog chooses shoes, whose shoes does he choose?
Okay, good. Good. Not too bad. It's ooze, 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 ooze. So if a dog chooses shoes, whose shoes does he choose? So basically this is saying if a dog is going to eat or, chew on someone's shoes, who are the shoes going to be? To try and not use these words. So yeah, that one's challenging. Okay, so this one I thought was pretty funny. A synonym for cinnamon is a cinnamon synonym. So cinnamon is a type of spice that's, I don't know, for me it represents Christmas. So and a synonym is obviously a word that means the same thing, but it's a different word. And so this is a little bit just ridiculous. It doesn't really mean anything. So a synonym for cinnamon is a cinnamon synonym. Oh, I did it. All right, Ken?
Okay. A synonym for cinnamon is a cinnamon synonym.
You know what I heard there is when you said the last synonym, you said an N, and I heard that, and it's very noticeable to a native, even though you did very well. Okay, let's not lie, you did fantastic, but that's one thing I did hear, and that's why they're doing this. I mean, there's lots of N's and M's in this. A synonym for cinnamon is a cinnamon synonym.
So,
do you want to try again?
Synonym for cinnamon is a synonym.
I think your first time was better.
Most sound is difficult for me. For general Japanese.
Well, also, I mean, as I was saying before, is synonym is very difficult to pronounce. Now, not only that, but the word min. So this O doesn't sound like an O. It's cinnamon, in. It sounds like a very short, or, that soft I sound.
Okay.
And so when we say cinnamon, it's basically the same sound for the vowel, but we're changing the positions of the N and the M in these words. And that's what happened to you here. So a synonym for cinnamon is a cinnamon synonym. One more time, Ken, please.
Synonym for cinnamon is a cinnamon synonym.
Good. Okay, that was better. I knew it would be good on that last one. So perfect. And again, this one I have no experience with. Oops, and this is different. So, how much juice does a fruit juice producer produce when a fruit juice producer produces fruit juice? We can deduce a fruit juice produces as much fruit as a fruit juice can seduce from that fruit that produces juice. Okay, so this comes from the one that how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Do you remember that one? There's a lot of them that are based off of that, and this is very similar. That's how I had the intonation because I've never said this in my entire life, okay? And in this case, we're focusing on the oo sound. How much juice does a fruit juice producer produce? Okay, when a fruit juice producer produces fruit juice. I can actually do this one pretty quickly. I like that. Ken, are you ready to try this?
Okay. How much juice does a fruit juice producer produce when a fruit juice producer produces fruit juice? We can deduce a fruit juice produces as much juice as a fruit juice can seduce from the fruit that produces juice.
Pretty good. So basically, Ken, what are they saying? What's going on?
I don't know. Maybe some strange word and
okay, well,
produce fruit juice. Yeah.
Okay, well, let me help. Basically, it's saying how much juice can you get from like a juicer? And a juicer is something that takes the juice out of fruit.
Mhm.
So basically, it's asking how much juice can I get from this fruit using the juicer or fruit juicer? Or
Mm.
okay.
Okay.
And then
Mhm.
it says we can deduce a fruit juice produces as much juice as a fruit juice can seduce from the fruit that produces juice. Basically, however big the piece of fruit is, more or less that's going to be the same amount of liquid.
Mm.
More or less. What?
Why seduce?
Because it rhymes.
Okay. Maybe it's not the kind of
There's
a suitable
different
word for this context, but it's kind of
right.
okay. I got it.
Seduce in this case, I think, is get from. How much juice as a fruit juice produce can get from the fruit that produces juice. So again,
Okay.
it's not exactly used in its normal way. So, any other questions?
No, thank you.
Well, with that, oops. Okay. I gratefully gazed at the gracefully gazing gazelles. Grazing. Ooh. I gratefully gazed at the gracefully grazing gazelles. That is probably going to be difficult for you, Ken, right?
Maybe yes.
Let's try.
I gratefully gazed at the gracefully grazing gazelles.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Okay, so gazelles. How do I explain gazelles? Gazelles are, I think, very similar to deer as well. I'm just let me get a picture here so I can take it. Yeah, so it's basically very close to an antelope, but longer and straighter horns. So
Mhm.
perfect. And basically says I gratefully gazed. So I'm very happy about looking at because gazed is kind of staring, it's looking at something.
Mhm.
And the gazelles are grazing or eating gracefully, nicely.
Mhm.
So that's it. That's what it's saying. Wish Thomas were here today.
He's
Okay,
watching.
so yeah, hopefully. So this is the last thing that I have, and it's perfect because we're ending. I'm going to read this, and it's a hidden message.
Oh.
Okay, this will be extremely difficult. Basically, as far as I'm concerned, this is probably a very American way of saying something.
Mhm.
All right, just listen. Maybe close your eyes. Don't focus on what's written. Okay, obviously we see the word ducks, and we have not, and then we have aisle. The rest are letters. So basically, what you're going to hear are words, but I'm only going to read the letters.
Okay.
I have to hold on. I'm preparing myself. Okay. Okay. All right, good. I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yes.
Are your eyes closed? No, that's okay. All right. So, Emmer ducks. Emmer not ducks. OSMR ducks. I'm sorry. OSMR. LLB. MR ducks.
Hmm? I'm a duck. Sounds like I'm a duck to me.
No, MR ducks. MR ducks. MR ducks. MR ducks.
Amadex. Amadex. I think company name or something. Amadex.
No, it's they're sentences.
Oh. Hmm?
The only one I can't figure out at the moment is this one. LLB, 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 LILB.
LB. LB. LLB.
Ah,
LB.
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 Okay. Well, let me start kind of transcribing this. MR ducks basically is saying them are ducks. Now this is not correct because it should be they are
They.
ducks. But we're oops, 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 oops. How do I undo this? That was homework for something else. Okay. So if I say them, now I need to put this in quotation marks because it's not correct. Them are ducks. Here it's them are not ducks. Those are not ducks. Okay, so we could also put those, basically. Okay.
Okay.
And then here it's no, they're not. And then here, what they're actually saying is, oh, yes, they are ducks, basically. Okay. OSMR. Oh, yeah. And then ducks is actually not written there. And that was a mistake of mine. Okay. So, oh, yes, they are. Oh, yes, them technically are. Okay. OSMR. OSMR. Okay. Do you see what I'm doing? Do you see this or not?
Yeah, I can understand that. What they're doing, yes.
Okay, good. And this LLB, I think what they're saying here is, oh, I'll be darned, or something like that. There's a phrase that we use in English like, I'll be darned, like I'm incorrect, basically. Incorrect. There it is. Okay. I'll be. The only thing is I can't seem to get the L. LLB. I think that's what it is. And then MR ducks is again repeating the first line. MR ducks meaning. Okay. So that's, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I think, on text message nowadays, people use this kind of, various abbreviation.
Well, and again, this is just a play on words or play on letters, I should say. This is really not MR ducks. We don't use in this terms, but I do know exactly what you mean. So, but that's it for today. We are officially finished. So let me look at my schedule for next week. Today is the 25th. We're doing tongue twisters. So on Monday, we're going to be talking about maternity and paternity leave. Okay, so after you have babies, what happens to the parents? And there's a big difference from the United States to Europe, for example. So Ken, I'd really like your input there if you have any, or if you know of anything.
Okay.
I'm going to stop screen sharing because I want it to be more of a cultural thing and kind of, well, where is it based? Do you know what I mean? And then on Wednesday, so in a week from today, we'll be looking at commas, okay? So we'll be looking at commas again because we didn't finish last time. So that's it. Good job.
Oh, you too. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. My head is just going crazy right now. But in general, no, it was a very good class. Lots of fun. Tongue twisters are always a lot of fun. So thanks for playing along. And yeah, we'll work on those three-toed tree toads again.
Okay, sure.
Perfect. All right. Well, have a good day. Thanks for coming. And we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.